Hey y'all, here it is Monday again. I'm actually sitting down taking a little break. Got off a little early this evening and hit the ground running when I got home. Had just enough rain on the place, happy for that, but kind of settled the dust again. And those of you who know anything about East Texas know that it sure is a little bit more like a sauna after just a quick dusting of rain. It hits that old afternoon heat, and boy, you'll sweat just walking out on the porch, but we'll take what we can get. Came home and starting to knock down a few more side projects I've been looking at, but I've been thinking the last few days. Of course, most of you saw not celebrate, but remembering Mamaw 10 years after she passed over the weekend, and just thinking back to how this all started here, me moving back, and so blessed. It's only been, I guess we're coming up on 4 months, but sometimes it seems like I've been here forever. Moved back, that is, and sometimes it doesn't seem like I've been here that long at all. But got kind of blew through. I was looking at some old pictures when I first got here, and goodness, we have done a lot, I will say. We sure have. Got a lot more to do. Things kind of going into more of a routine. I'm not hitting it as hard every day as I was the first month, but that's just due to work and circumstance. I know this winter will be a lot cooler. I'll get a lot of stuff done, but I did start knocking on the door of this old thicket that I'd planned to do Saturday. That's going to be slow going, but I'm ready to. You'll see, it used to be an old fence row, runs all the way back there, and I didn't get too deep this afternoon, but the old chain on the chainsaw wasn't cooperating. I think it was saving me from getting really, really hot out here. And cool things happened over the last few days. Kind of cool. I guess y'all saw Mr. Big Al has decided to start crowing. He's not getting after it too much, but he's starting to warm up them vocal cords in the morning. And egg update. Found 2 eggs yesterday evening and 1 today, so we've got another one laying. All of them should be coming on pretty quick, and we've got some nesting boxes we're about to put in. I'll show you how we're going to do a little do-it-yourself nesting box here in the next few days out of a bucket. Some of y'all may have seen it, but pretty cool. So we'll get these ladies somewhere to lay some eggs for us, huh? How's y'all's week going? Hope it's good. Hey, Brandon, how are you? All the way up from Colorado. Let me go back. Sometimes I miss some folks on here, and I'm sorry about that. This chat stream goes by fairly quickly, and I try to catch up with everybody. I see Patrice on, and my good buddy Jason. He's got the best office in all of the world, I think. We'll leave it at that. Charlotte's on. My cousin out in Florida, Jason is. My sister Kim's on. Hey, Phil, how are you? Happy Monday to you, Mike. Hope those fires are starting to come in control. I hadn't seen a whole lot of it on the news. I know it's getting more localized now. I'm praying for y'all. There's Sharon. How are you? Seem to miss you sometimes. You first to jump on and somehow I miss it. Good to see you on. There's Russell and Gary, Donna. Wild man's coming, I know it. Peggy Zoo, how are you? Lots of rain in Alabama. Yeah, I wish I could too. There's Ellen and, yep, Colorado. See Dolores, Ellen again, Susan. My buddy Mike Howington, there's a good man. All the way from the East Coast. Miss that dude. Don't call you as much as I need to, Mike, but cross my mind every day. I keep up with your adventures. We have kind of the same challenges, I think, in aging parents, and yours has got some doozies. I read the one about using the bathroom cleaner today to mop the floor. Well, whatever gets it done, huh? Yep, McQueenie. Hey, Patrice. But I've been thinking about when I hit the ground running here, and people are like, man, you're crazy. What are you doing? Just cleaning up an old place. It's old and disrepair. And I guess it's in the motivation. And this weekend, heard an anecdote that I've heard before, but it always tickles me to hear. But it's a good point in motivation, if you will. It's a story about an old man that lived in a town, and he worked till dark every evening and knew his way home pretty good. He'd always take a shortcut through the graveyard, and never had no trouble. Knew his way right through it in the dark of night. But lo and behold, he wasn't keeping up with things, and Miss Hattie Smith Bailey had passed, and they dug a grave for her. And he's on his way home that evening, and the funeral wasn't until the next day, and he fell in that old grave hole. It's a pretty deep one. He clawed and clambered and tried to get out of there. Wasn't happening. So he decided to just settle in for the night, and in the morning it'd be fine, he'd get out. Well, lo and behold, about 2 hours later, dark of midnight, old town drunk comes stumbling through the graveyard, and he fell in the hole. And he started doing the same thing, clawing and scratching, trying to get out. Didn't see the other old boy sitting in the hole watching him. Finally, he gave up, and that old boy reached out and touched him on the arm there and said, "Buddy, you ain't getting out of here tonight." But he did. It's all in the motivation, ain't it? He didn't know what had him in that hole. That old drunk got out of there quick. But I guess that's what it is. It's all in the motivation and what you want to do, right? I see that so oftentimes with folks with big ideas and things. It's all about execution sometimes, and it don't always come quick, but you just got to keep hitting it. At least that's what I found. Sometimes I fall short with it, but got to keep trying. Speaking of graveyards, I heard it said once that unfortunately, and that's probably the richest plot that could ever be found in the realm of ideas and dreams. A lot of them are buried with the folks that had them because they never acted on it. But whatever your dreams or goals or thoughts or ideas are, at least give them a shot and dedicate to maybe make a little difference. Never look at those chickens. They're out here just finding worms, I guess. If old Big Al was sitting with me over here. But do chase it and give it your best shot. And don't let anybody tell you can't. Because you can if you try. Nothing else you can say you tried. Otherwise you just sit there and wonder, don't you? Hell, I'll get off my soapbox for the evening. We did get a watermelon over the weekend. It started kind of getting, it wasn't as big as I thought it'd get. It's the first one that came on. And it was getting a little shriveled on the end, so we went in and picked it and cut it open, cut the bad part off, and Jordan was happy. It was good eating in there. We've got a few more coming on still, but we'll see how that works out. But good week ahead, productive week. Got lots happening, so we'll hit the week in full force. Hope y'all do too. We'll do one more roll call check off, see who all, see where y'all are watching from. Y'all feel free to sound off. I'll try to keep up with it here. We got the Neverlands on here, Lake Travis, and then we got, let's see if I can get caught up here. Lockhart's checking in. Hey Belinda, how are you? There's my wild man comment. Miss Pat's on. Peggy from Ethel, Louisiana. How are you this evening, ma'am? Okay. Hey Sue, good to have you along. Well, hope you enjoyed. I don't know what it started off. We started these live things. I was just trying to, and for those of you that want to catch up for whatever reason, I have uploaded every video that we've done since I went and checked today. April 28th is when we kind of arrived on the place, and I didn't realize at the time, but that was April 29th was my mamaw and my pawpaw that I never met, because he died in 68 or 69 on a tractor rollover, but they got married April 29th of 1928. It's funny how coincidences come together like that. I guess it'd been their 90th anniversary this year if they'd been alive and death hadn't separated them, but pretty cool. That's right, Mike. That is right. But no, we do have a YouTube channel. Y'all feel free to subscribe if you'd like. One of the cool things for those that are a little bit harder of hearing, my drawl gives YouTube a challenge for sure, but it does pretty good. You can turn on the captions and see it that way. I know my Aunt Bonnie, like my second mother, just lives up the road from us. She enjoys some of this, and she's the source of a lot of these stories from this old place as she grew up here. And I really was, that's one of the reasons I started uploading it to YouTube, just so she could watch and read the captions, and for whatever that's worth, right? But good to have all of y'all along. See, there's Brandon, Alan. I'm trying to get everybody here. And Sandy. Let's see, Alan. I think I got everybody. Sorry, Brenda from Arkansas. Teresa, thank you, ma'am. And there's Miss Carolyn from right here in Nacogdoches. I'm sure she's driven by here. Lockhart, Oklahoma, Decatur, Colorado, Fairmount, Southern Arizona, and Nita It says it's wonderful. But you know, it's funny. It all takes all of us to make up the beautiful fabric that is America, and we all have our own stories. And I think it'd be a good idea if I started telling a few of them to folks. I know you think your kids and those that you love as we age just automatically know all the good times and things of your life, but they don't necessarily know them. So sometimes you have to visit about it, and that's a good thing, right? Well, hey, y'all have a good week. I'm gonna get off of here and enjoy this old sunset. Finally, that humidity from the little sprinkling of rain has subsided a little bit. I may build up that little brush pile a little bit more, and might even get motivated to put that chain back on that saw and get a little bit more. But that'll probably be tomorrow, to be honest with you. But looking forward to having at least 2 or 3 dozen eggs a day with me and chicken we got out there. That should be coming soon. But y'all have a good evening. Be the light and make somebody smile this week. Make a little ripple in the goodness pond, if you will. All right, y'all have a good evening. Be the light. We'll see you later.